right, let's put our toe in the football and kick off another big hour here on the Steve Gruber Show. Glad to have you along for the conversation. The best analysis, the best coverage, the most honest news you're going to get is right here every single day. Good morning. Welcome to the Foxhole of Freedom. Good to have you here. Truly appreciate it. Here are three big things you need to know to start this hour. Number one, I guess the cool thing for lefties now is protesting at Tesla dealerships. Remarkable, isn't it? No matter how cool you are, if you don't become a Democrat, you become a target. If you don't suck up to the left, you become a target of Rachel Maddow and all the little minions, right? Number two, the federal judge's ruling on Donald Trump's firing of a special counsel may well be exactly what the administration was looking for, so they can once and for all clarify Article 2 powers of the president at the United States Supreme Court. And number three, the Europeans, well, the screaming globalists, are screaming mad at Donald Trump and J.D. Vance for kicking out Ukraine's President Zelenskyy after his temper tantrum in the Oval Office. And let me tell you something. They're claiming they are all ready to step up and pay for the war in Ukraine and put boots on the ground. I mean, they really appear to want this war with Russia to spread and spread fast. All right, listen to this. Becoming more clear that it is the NATO nations of Europe that want the war. Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, had this to say.
First, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. Not every nation will feel able to contribute, but that can't mean that we sit back. Instead, those willing will intensify planning now with real urgency. The UK is prepared to back this, with boots on the ground and planes in the air.
Really?
Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting.
Boots on the ground, planes in the air. Man, they want this war. You see, and the problem is this. Article 5 is the problem. These idiots go to war with Russia. They declare Article 5, and we're in it anyway. Even though Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are working hard for peace, for a ceasefire to end the war, these idiots, they want it badly, and I cannot figure out why. Let me share something with you. From the genius of Victor Davis Hanson, he wrote out several things that are kind of compelling here that I'd like to share with you. Zelenskyy does not grasp or deliberately ignores the bitter truth. Those with whom he feels affinity, Western globalists, the American left, the Europeans, have little power in 2025 to help him. He doesn't understand that the globalists have been castrated by the election of Donald Trump and others. The Europeans and Canada are now talking loudly of a new muscular antithesis, independent of the U.S. Promises, promises. Give the world what it would require for the Europeans to prune back their social welfare state. This is what they'd have to do. They'd have to cut back their welfare state. They'd have to start fracking. They'd have to use nuclear. They'd have to stop the green obsession if they're going to support Ukraine. They'd have to spend 3 to 5% of their GDP on defense. The U.S. does not just pay 16% of NATO's budget, which we do already, but also puts up with asymmetrical tariffs that result in the European Union trade surplus with us of $160 billion. See, America's getting screwed every step of the way. We pay $1.05 and then pay all these billions in tariffs. We play the World Cup patrolling sea lanes and deterring terrorists in rogue states that otherwise might interrupt Europe's commercial networks abroad, as well as de facto including Europe under a nuclear umbrella of 6,500 nukes. Ours. Look, this deal's going to happen. The only questions are, how far will Putin be willing to go back to 2022? And how will he be deterred going forward? If Ukraine has alienated the United States, what then is the strategic victory plan? Wait around for more euros? Hold off an increasingly invigorated Russian military? Cede more territory? What then exactly are Zelenskyy's cards he seems to think that he has that are a winning hand? He doesn't have any. And listen to this, you leftist idiots. Zelenskyy has postponed elections, outlawed opposition media, and outlawed opposition parties. He suspended habeas corpus and walked out of negotiations when he had an even hand in the spring of 22. And he walked out when he does not have an even hand in the spring of 2025. Zelenskyy is a dangerous individual. This one guy is more involved in pulling this world towards World War III than anybody else. Back to Keir Starmer now, who points out none of this works. None of this posturing and puffing up of the chest, all the air in the chest. Zelenskyy walks around like a tough guy. None of it works without the United States, as exactly Donald Trump told him in the Oval Office. I, for one, am not on board with the warmongers. I'm not. Here's Starmer one more time.
This effort must have strong U.S. backing. We're working with the U.S. on this point after my meeting with President Trump last week. And let me be clear, we agree with the President on the urgent need for a durable peace. Now we need to deliver together. Finally, we agreed that leaders will meet again very soon to keep the pace behind these actions and to keep working towards this shared plan. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace.
Yeah, good luck with that. Europe talks a lot. They have neglected their military for 25 years or more. Germany, France, the UK, all of them. Why? Because we did it. They trust us to do the job. Because we always have. There is no chance on God's green earth, none, that they can do this without us. That's a fact. Meanwhile, did you know that American homeowners nationwide have over $32 trillion in equity, and cyber criminals are targeting it every single day with something the FBI calls house stealing? Your house alarm, your doorbell camera, none of that works. It's not stopping these folks. They want what your house is worth. They just want the cash equity. They don't care about your stuff. If your home isn't being monitored, if your title isn't being monitored, scammers can transfer the title of your home into their name and start taking out loans. They can even sell it behind your back. And the worst part of all this, guys, you wouldn't even know it until those nasty grams come in your mailbox saying, hey, you owe us a bunch of money. And you go, what are you talking about? Right? Best way to protect your equity is with triple lock protection from my friends at Home Title Lock. Triple lock protection, 24/7 monitoring, alerts of any changes, and God forbid, if the worst happens, restoration services, no out-of-pocket cost to you. Check in your home's title today. Make sure you're not a victim. Get a free title history report and a 30-day free trial of triple lock protection today. Going to HometitleLock.com, use the promo code Gruber. HometitleLock.com, promo code Gruber. Find out if you're protected. Look, it's just a little bit of money for a lot of your peace of mind. I'll be back after this.